So while I was picking up, stuff for this video, I just noticed that American media just has no way of like. It's unbelievable to think that you know I do give that they have a lot of news reporters in America, but Telemundo got everything. They they got everything. I don't know why it's so hard for you know, our news stations to be like even a third of competent as this. Like they have the address, they have their friends. I mean, people who know them. They they know the situation better than they listen to the hearing. They listen to the hearing. Can you believe that they actually dig up stuff to know the truth? I'm honestly surprised about that, but I'm an American. Isn't the first time this has happened. I remember when I think her name was Vargas, the girl who was murdered by I think his name was Robbins, and his girlfriend. Because apparently she was being sexually assaulted by him, and she was about to report him, so he killed him. I mean, he killed her. And I remember Telemundo. I think it was Telemundo with television. I don't know, but it was the Spanish media just completely circulating and fact checking everything they could, and I was really impressed by that. So honestly, they should just have subtitles in English because I think the American public actually needs to know what news looks like. The news that it's provocative and looking for the truth. But because what we have is just a bunch of people who are undecisive what they even are thinking. They are not bold enough to actually make any statements or to even fact check things. It's not necessary. As long as there's a headline, that's all they care about. His name is Gerson Fuentes, and he's legally not here. And he said he's been only here for 7 years, and he's originally from Guatemala. But what I don't get about this hearing is I think it was Judge Lynch that said something along the lines, sending him back to a flight is dangerous for the community because he has no ties to the community. I have no idea what that means. Are they saying he's a gang member? Are you saying he's affiliated in some level? I don't know what they were talking about. But that's that. Moving on to the next thing. So he impregnated a 10-year-old girl. She was 9 at the time, I believe. And she was in her law, Ohio. 6 weeks, you can't have an abortion. There's no excuse for rape or incest. And she was only off by 3 days. So they didn't allow her to do something that was legal just 4 days ago, a week ago. And here's the thing. The mother didn't know until it was too late. I forgot how long it was, but I remember that, doctors had to reach out to her for, I think she did it in Indianapolis. She did the abortion. But yeah, it was too late. Oh, another thing to add is that Justin, or whatever his name is, I'm going to put in a title. He has a relationship with the victim's mother. And she didn't accuse him. It was only, I think it was either the detective. No. It was her. It was the girl that first said that he sexually assaulted her. That was the first thing that happened. But it was also traumatic how they came to that conclusion too. In how the police figured out that it was him. Because I don't think it was fair for the family. Gerson Fuentes should be charged for denying the charges. And then admitting that it was him, because they didn't need to go to those lengths to prove. You know what I mean? Because the way they proved it was through the dead fetus. And the way they came to the conclusion that the mother wasn't lying. That she said, okay, my girl said
Ocultando su rostro, esta mujer quien nos abrió la
that
puerta en la casa donde
he
la
sexually
policía
assaulted me
confirma vive Gerson Fuentes, acusado de
was
violar a
they
una niña de 10
asked.
años, se
No,
identificó
no,
como
they
madre
did
de la
DNA
menor y
testing to
aseguró que
each one
él
of the
es inocente.
she because the girl has two brothers. They did DNA testing on them first. I feel like they shouldn't have done that
Noticias Telemundo confirmó
simply
con
because there
dos
was no
personas
reason
que
to
la
do it.
conocen que en efecto ella
You're
es
just
la madre de la niña,
you're just making a
incluyendo a
traumatic
Daisy Torres,
experience even
quien
worse.
asegura que ambas frecuentan un club nocturno en común. Tras ver fotos e
Also,
imágenes de video
right there,
grabadas
she
con nuestras
mentioned that
cámaras, esto afirmó.
her, the mother, and Fuentes used to go clubbing together, and the mother was basically defending, saying Fuentes is innocent. So that's a good thing.
Dijo
Imagine
además que la señora tiene
how
una
it
relación
feels
sentimental con
to
Gerson
be a mother,
Fuentes.
and the person you chose to be a partner with
Que la señora
just
está en
assaults your
embarazada.
child.
Durante nuestra entrevista
Imagine the guilt she
exclusiva con la
feels.
señora que dice que es la
She's in
madre de la
denial
niña,
completely.
insistimos si Gerson
Well, not
Fuentes,
after the
de
hearing
27
and after
años,
he
era el violador
confessed.
de la menor.
We know. I think
Sin
he already
respondió.
confessed. Unless this
La
interview
menor,
was
quien
done
según las
before he
autoridades
confessed,
tenía 9
which
años
is
cuando
completely
quedó
possible, but
embarazada,
I have no way of
apenas
proving
había
that.
cumplido sus 10 años y ya tenía 6 semanas y 3 días de embarazo cuando tuvo que viajar desde Ohio a Indianápolis
Also, she
para
just said
abortar. Es la misma
that
menor que
they
hace
figured
unos
out
días el presidente Joe Biden
that
mencionó mientras
she
presentaba
was
la orden
pregnant
ejecutiva para
around
dar
the
acceso al
time
aborto
where
tras la anulación del fallo Roe contra Wade.
she had her 10th birthday.
Con el fallo, la ley en Ohio
And I
impide
think
el
that's why
aborto
all the
después de
headlines
6
are
semanas de embarazo,
10-year-old
sin
can't get
importar
it
si es una
aborted,
violación o incesto. La
can't
madre
have an abortion.
aseguró que la menor está bien, que
Because
Gerson,
it was
el
just
guatemalteco,
right after she
vivía
was
en
10
la
years
misma
old
residencia
that they
con
were looking
ellas,
for the
aunque
abortion.
no especificó el vínculo
Also, I've
entre
been noting
ellos.
that
Tras seguir
what I said,
defendiéndolo, la
oh, it's
cuestionamos.
unfortunate that she chose a partner and she has to live through the guilt, is that to the person she's clubbing, is because Fuentes doesn't seem to be the father. He's not the father. He's just the boyfriend of the mother.
Durante la primera audiencia en corte, el detective del caso
I don't know what
aseguró
to
que
tell
la
you about
madre
this,
fue
but
quien denunció
I
que
could
su
tell
hija
you
estaba embarazada,
mothers'
pero
boyfriends
no se
tend to be,
divulgó si la madre denunció al
troubled
sospechoso.
people.
Cuando el detective acudió a
I'm
la
sure
casa de
you
la
have seen
familia
this,
para
and
tomar
the statistics
pruebas
prove
de
it.
ADN de los dos
It's
hermanos de la
dangerous
niña
to be a single
y la
mother
menor
and have a
quien
partner,
acusó a Gerson
especially when you have
Fuentes como su
children around,
violador.
because chances prove that they are more highly likely to groom your child. As this case, goes just another statistic. No, just adds one more to the
El
statistic.
detective también explicó
that the testimony you'll be giving forthwith will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Señor detective, ¿usted jura que el testimonio que va a dar va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad ante Dios? Sí, lo juro.
All right, Mr. Myers, you may inquire.
Señor,
I just want to add one more thing. They wasted way too much money for someone who pleaded guilty. First of all, like what? Just punish him already. What's the holdup? Consider him dangerous. I don't know why they consider him dangerous to the community. Well, maybe it's the fact that he wanted bond, reasonable bond. And if you think of reasonable bond in here, there's no reasonable bond in here. Well, I know some people get from like very high assaults, and the bond sometimes is like $10,000. Even when in a car crash, someone kills 4 people, it's like 400,000. So I remember one case was like $1 million. I don't even remember, but it was more than 10,000. It was around $40,000 maybe. I like how these numbers are going all over the place. But you get what I mean. He's saying that whatever reasonable bond you're putting, he could probably pay, and I think that's suspicious as it is. That's all I'm gonna say. There's no coverage about this. There's no coverage about that aspect, or maybe there's nothing to be found. So that comes to the conclusion. I'll report back if there's more findings, but that's it.